how deep do we want to plant the corn seed? And this little tool right here has been the best thing I ever bought. Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel and you are watching Triple R Farms, and it is Wednesday, March the 12th, and here's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be back on the corn planters. We're not quite through getting this first one ready. If you did not watch the last video, we had all kind of problems. So what we did wrong on the last video is this line right here. We hooked it in the wrong spot. We had it hooked up here. This is the pressure side and this is the return. And all this hose does is returning all the hydraulic fluid back into the tractor. And we had it hooked up here on the pressure, which sent oil that way, which in turn ruined the seals in that motor. Oil was coming out the fan and oil was just going everywhere. It was just a mess. So John Deere had that hydraulic motor in stock, so PA went and got it yesterday, and anyway, we got it all put back together and we got it working. I got a couple of more things to check. These Martin row cleaners, they're all worked by this air clean sweep, and they can be lifted up and down from inside the cab through this little cylinder, and also furrow force. This is precision furrow force. We love this system right here, but it's got a little airbag right here. I got to make sure it's working and all these get pumped up. We don't have any air leaks, and that is all run by hydraulics through this air compressor right here. So I got to check that out. And then on row number 4, whenever I was checking out the electronics on everything, we had a load cell that was giving us a failure. It was giving us a message that's saying load cell number 4 is not communicating. So that's this little guy right here. So I'm gonna see if we got a spare one of those. If we don't, we got to get that ordered. But as far as everything else, all the electronics communicating with each other, with all the precision components, everything checked out except that little guy on row 4. Also, the water system where we put out in furrow right here, all that was working fine. So we almost got everything done. The last thing we'll do, put seed in the hopper, just a little bit of seed, and go out here in the lot and just make it plant. So I'm gonna try this one more time to run a health check basically with the electronics to see if we can get that load cell 4 working before start looking for a new one. So we'll go to diagnose, we'll reset modules, yes, and there it is. Load sensor on row 4 is reporting a signal failure. Please replace the load sensor. Okay. And this is how we control the Martin row cleaners on the front. If you want to lift them up and down, you just toggle this little thing right here, and it'll pull them up, and then it'll let them down. This is our furrow force, same thing, got a little toggle arm right here. You adjust the air pressure to it. So we'll see if we can get these things to go up and down. And this is the airbag for the furrow force. We need to check, make sure they're all pumped up, but they all look good. It just puts pressure on this right here, how hard you want to close that furrow. And they all look good to me. So PA has been getting his chemical trailer ready to go. This will be what he pulls to the field every day when he's putting out the fertilizer in front of the planters. He's got his totes cleaned out. He's got 75 gallons of water put in them. This is what he'll be putting the boron and zinc and moly in. And then he'll be using this pump right here to pump it into his fertilizer rig. And this right here is the racks I made to hold the 250 gallon totes. So this is where he'll be filling up jugs of boron, and he'll be filling up jugs of zinc, and he'll be pouring it into those shuttles. So Wayne is always in charge of pouring up the moly, and I don't have a rack made for him, but we get the moly in the 55 gallon drums. So he just puts them on a pallet, and that's how he fills up the moly jugs. Another used one. My dad wants to try one of these used ones to see if it'll make it work, so we didn't find a new one. Try it again. Nope. No, that one's bad. So what we just did is we put one bag of corn and split it up in between all 12 hoppers just to give us a little bit of corn to do a test out in the lot. And we did the, I think the Roundup Ready to Cab 6894. So we got this tanker right here. It is full of 28005. That is what PA will be using to put out before we plant. Then we got James has got the blue Freightliner hooked up to the other water trailer, and he is filling it up with water. This is what I'm going to be using in the field with my rogator burning down. Alright, I think I got everything pulled up. This is a Trimble screen. This will be doing the guidance and the in-furrow liquid. Then we got our 2020 precision planting screen. This is monitoring the planter. And then we're recording everything on the iPad. So we're getting ready to do a test out there in the lot and see if we can make this thing plant. Pump. 2 is our Delta Force. 3 is our fan. Well, we got seed coming out. Sorry about the glare. But we're not spraying at all. I don't know why the liquid is not coming out. We had to adjust the top link on the 3-point hitch because if you look at that, can't see it there, but you see the bar on the planter. That bar was leaning forward, which means all your row units were trying to lean forward. You want that bar when you're all the way down to be level, and you have to adjust that top link to get it like you want it. But I figured out why we were not spraying, and it's my fault. I did not have the little toggle switch clicked. We're spraying. Can't go any farther. So the very last step is to set the depth of the planter. How deep do we want to plant the corn seed? And this little tool right here has been the best thing I ever bought. It helps you get every row on your planter the exact depth that you want. And it's called Set and Seed. But I'll tell you why it's important, because the way we used to set the depth of the planter was completely wrong. I mean, it was the only way we knew how to do it, but we were not getting an even depth on all 12 rows, and that is for sure. And I'll show you why. All right, so I'll try to make this quick, but this is how we set the depth on our planter, and every individual row has its own setting, and this is how you do it right here. See this little handle? That sets the depth, and what you do is you count the little slots above it. 1, 2, 3 on this side, 1, 2, 3 on that side. So we would call that 4 and 4. So we're in the 4 hole on this side, the 4 hole on that side. You can be in the 4 on this one, 3 on that one. So you can do a half a hole if you needed to. But that's how you set the depth of how deep that furrow is going to be, and that's how deep your seed are going to be once they drop down in the ground. So what we would do, we'd plant a little strip out there in the field, and we would go back here, dig up the seed, find the seed just like that, measure that depth of the seed, and if that's the depth that we liked, then we would put that setting, say it was on 4 and 4 like we are, and we like the depth, then we would put every individual row on the same setting. So all 12 rows will be on 4 and 4. And what I did not realize until I got that tool that I just showed y'all, when we started measuring every individual row and setting it with that tool, hardly any of the rows were the same setting. I mean, they were all over the board. So that just told me that we were never getting the correct depth, especially in corn, that we wanted to on every individual row, because they were all different. I mean, there's all kind of different factors that go into it, with how worn your wheels are, your disc, your bearings and stuff, any little play in it, anything. I mean, there's all kind of these things right here. What sets the depth? They get some wear on them. So anyway, it was a huge shocker when I used that tool and saw that every row was different. It was just unbelievable. So let me show you how it works, and I'm just going to use the main thing without the little stacks on there right now. But basically what we're going to do is slide this under here, and the disc opener blade is going to hit on this when we lower it down, and these gauge wheels are going to hit right here and right there. So basically, when this hits in the center, these wheels will be resting on these two sides. And what you do is you start off with your setting all the way in the deepest. And once you lower the planter and everything's sitting on this, then you bring this up to the shallowest position. And whatever hole you can get it in and get it set, that is where this needs to be to get the desired depth. I think we're going to be going 2.5 on corn. So each one of these stacks represents a 1/2 inch So you got a 1 inch, starting off with 1 inch, and then we got 3. So that's 2.5, 2.5. So what do you want to do, 2.5 or 2?
I do 2.5 because the disc is going to hit that, and if that's at 2.5, seed is not going to hit that very bottom of that trench. It's going to be up above it.
That's supposed to be 2.5.
That's 2.5. You probably you're down 2 inches, probably 2.25.
Now you go up with this handle as far as you can till it won't go anymore, and that is right there. And I even try to twist it to get that half hole, and it won't let me do it. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at 5 and 5 to get us 2.5 inches on our depth. So that one's 5 and 5.
All right.
Now this one I can go a half a hole right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're on 6 and 5.
6 and 5.
I think y'all understand how it works right now, so we're gonna go ahead and finish setting the rest of the planter, but that is a really good tool if you want to get the right depth. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 5. So the only thing that I've checked out on this planter right here is the liquid system right there, and that's what comes out in furrow. Got that working right, but that is the only thing that I've done, so we've got to go through this one and see if we can get her ready to go. Trying to get the air compressor to come on. It should come on when I pull back number 2, which works the Delta for us. 2.
Jump out.
I think one of the hydraulic lines jumped out.
Right now.
All right, we're getting somewhere. We want our supply pressure above 2,000. I know y'all can't see that screen. All right, that looks good. Make sure the air compressor's running. Is it going? All right, we got air pressure. All right, for the big one that we messed up on yesterday, this is the fan. All right, we want to push forward, so the flow is going to be going that way. That's too much. We'll back it down. All right, the flow going the other way, we are going to back it down to nothing. All right, here we go. All right, you ready?
5 and 4.
5 and 4. And we were at 3 and 3. We were way off last year. We finally have both planters ready to plant corn, so you can mark that off the list. All we got to do now, wait on the valley to get a little more dry, but the bad thing is I think we're going to get another rain before we can get in the field. It's supposed to be some really bad weather Friday into Saturday. They're predicting a lot of tornadoes and a lot of heavy rain, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens, and then we'll come in there probably after that and try to plant next week. But we are that much closer to planting corn. So thanks for watching another video with us, guys. We really appreciate it, and we'll catch y'all on the next one, guys. We're out.